Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I want to start a new series and I think I'm going to call it Starting My Stash. I have a few things and we've done a lot of make-aheads and I've used everything up. I kind of do my ephemera as I'm doing my journals, and so most of it gets used rather quickly. I do have a small this big of a stash. But I was watching a video by Carrie the Crafter the other day, and he was showing a little shoebox look like that he had with all of his prepared ephemera. Now he doesn't make journals to sell, so it's a little bit different, but he has them at the ready when he needs them. And I've done a lot of, like I said, I've done some make-ahead videos, but I've used up the majority of that stuff. And when I'm making a video, I don't make 30 or whatever. I mean, I make 3 or 4. So then I use them. And anyway, so I have a small, I'll say 1 box little stash, and it's got other things in it, so it's not ready-made. So what I'd like to do is put together some kind of box in the manner that Carrie has set up, and I'm going to go step by step making some ephemera. And instead of making 3, I'd like to set a goal to make 10 of each item. Now I went to Dollar Tree and I bought these baskets, and I figured if the ephemera fits in this basket, it'll fit in my journal. Most of my journals are 9x6. That's the size I like to work with. If you make mini journals, you might want to get a smaller basket, or you can put more items in it. This measures, I always pick this thing up backwards, measures 8 inches across. The bottom is only 5 inches. And then it measures, let's see, measures 11 this way, so the bottom is probably, well, this is not exact, but about 8. But what I've determined, I've got 2 of these. In fact, I've got more of these because I buy them all the time. These are a little wider than the ones I usually get, but I figure I can fit everything from paper clips to journal cards in one of these baskets, and I can always go buy more if I need to. I have the shelf right above my head, which I'm getting ready to clean off because I have been trying to clean my room. It's coming along slowly but surely. Getting things, in the beginning you collect everything because you think, oh, I can make a journal out of this, I can make a journal, and then you don't. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12 cubbies full of books to make into a journal. So I'm going to have to get rid of some of those. I'm never going to make journals out of. But anyway, I want to start with this. So I want to make dividers to go in here so that I can keep things separate without having to dig through, in the way Carrie did. I'm going to be using this ephemera cardstock to make my ephemera. It's called Ephemera. There is also a scrapbooking kit that goes with this, and it has some paper in it, so if I need, I have 2 of these and I have 2 of those paper kits, crafting kits. So if I need like a paperweight for a project, there won't be a problem. Although this is light enough cardstock that I think it would probably work anyway. But I've got that. And this has some beautiful images. Now, I don't remember, I did a couple where I was having issues, but this has some beautiful images inside. And it's kind of a generic ephemera. There's travel, there's beauty, and there is some masculine stamps, there's clocks, there's the gamut. There's some globes. Yeah, lots of different, we've seen that and that before in other collections. I know those are in the haberdashery, but even some bees. But anyway, yeah, this is some really pretty collection, and I think it's neutral enough that I can use it for to start my stash. And that's what I'm going to call this, is start my stash. I'm even going to put start here on the playlist because I think this will be a good place for newbies, but also the oldies but goodies, because I know I've been doing this for about 6 years now, and I still will look at something, somebody has taken something that is old or restructured from when we used to do mini journals or scrapbooking or whatever, and it'll spring ideas, you know. So that's my plan, and I've made these little dividers for putting in the basket, and there are 5 by 7. I wanted to make sure that they could slide smoothly, so they won't come all the way to the side. I did not angle them, I just made them 5 by 7, and I did a little tab punch in the top, and I'm going to use my label maker to put some labels on there as well. So let me show you how I did that. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody came in and said, "Your tea is ready." The dog was kind of growling. I wanted to tea dye some papers, and I don't know if you've had this happen to you before, if you've done any tea dyeing, but I usually just use regular black tea, and I get a beautiful color. It's not a problem, but I wanted some pink paper, so I used raspberry, I used black cherry, and what was the other one? Wild berry. It does not turn the paper pink. It turns it kind of a teal, bluey, weird color. It's not a pretty color. It's almost gray. I don't know. So I just threw some cinnamon tea bags in there, and I brewed it, microwaved it for a few more minutes to get it hot again, because I had let it cool down. So we'll see. I've got to tea dye some pages, but anyway, let's get busy. So I just want to cut these 5 by 7. I gotta get this out of the way. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so 5. Probably should do 7 first. Let's do. I'm gonna go a little, like 7 1/4, and then I'll trim it on the other side, because this is a torn edge. So we'll do 7. This is not as tight as it was. It's getting better. So now I'm going to do the 5. And 5. Okay. Now, I did punch the bottom 2 corners, just so they don't get snagged on that. Oops, that's not the right side. Nope. So they don't get snagged on the sides, because the basket has like a basket weave, plastic basket weave on it. All right, so where's get my punch board out. Now, because these are 5, I am going to punch at 5. I got the 2 layers there. And then I'm going to punch halfway over at 2 1/2. There we go. It's getting harder with this broken piece. I don't know if you can see how that is off of there. It's just the blue part, but sometimes it gets stuck and it doesn't want to push down right, but for the most part it works. Alright, and then I need to bring my cutter back, and I want to trim off this part. And so I'm just going to put I'm just lining this space up halfway, and then I'm going to come the 2.5 and pull it out. It's close enough. Not exactly smooth, but it works. And then I'll flip these however I need to. And then, what did I forget to do? Oh, I want to punch this side as well. So I'm just going to stick this in here and line that up. It's easier to do one at a time. And like that. Okay. So now we've got our dividers. Now I've got, let's see, how many do I have? I have 1, 2, and I made, okay, so I have 8. I have 8 of these. So here's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to use my label maker to label them, but I'm thinking, you know, probably use this. Let's see. I'm in the process of redoing this, but I will probably divide these using some of these. So I may put pockets all in one and tags all in one. There's no sense to have large, medium, and small tags. And then envelopes, of course. I probably put those together, and then journal cards. But yeah, so I'm going to use my handy dandy, this is what I use, a little P-Touch labeler. So, but I have to play with it, and I can't do that online because that's a new one. We used to have a smaller one, and it stopped printing. So I bought the new one at Christmas, and I've only used it a couple of times. So got to play with it a little bit to make sure I can get these labels the way I want them. And I don't know that I'll decorate these or not. I may ink around them, but basically I want to be able to see this, so I want to put them in between. So if you want to play along, you'll want to get yourself a basket or a shoe box or something, and you'll want to make some little dividers that'll fit into your basket. Probably we're going to need more than 8, but that's what I'm going to start with for now. And then get yourself a paper collection, or this would be great for using up scraps. Now I have done my scraps kind of Corey Dahman style. I have 3 baskets, and if it's a whole sheet, it goes in one basket. The next basket, if it's bigger than a half sheet, it goes in that basket, but not a whole sheet. And then the next basket up is anything smaller than a half a sheet. So I have 3 baskets, and those are what I work from for my scraps normally. So I do need to, from my small basket, I will usually pull to do my master boards and things like that. And I just found a couple of master boards in there that I haven't done anything with, so I will have to look at those. But for this series, I'm going to be using this ephemera collection. So if you have any ephemera that you struggle with or would like me to focus on, let me know in the comments section. I'm always looking for other ideas, and I'd be happy to do that. I'm also going to be revisiting some of the ephemera that I haven't done for a while, because in the beginning I made a lot of, you know, I was researching and doing, and you know, you kind of fall into habits of making the same things and you become familiar. So I would like not complicated things, not anything that's going to be you know, too much work. I don't want it to take me all day to make 10 pieces of ephemera. But just some of the other stuff that I did back in the beginning, I want to revisit some of those, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So like I said, if you have any ideas for ephemera that you'd specifically like to see, put it in the comments section below, or you can always email me at burlapanddailybread@gmail.com, or through my Etsy store. There's a contact me there, so whatever works for you. So anyway, we'll be back and we'll start our stash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.